Nurse?
Can you mute? And did you go to the
Everything is good.
We're not.
No, this is service to I thought you weren't coming. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being so patient. We'd like to begin our evening worship with the lighting of the Sabbath candles. Ask that you stand, please.
In the spirit of our ancient tradition that hallows and unites Israel in all lands and all ages, we now kindle the Sabbath lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by thy laws and commanded us to kindle the Sabbath lights. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath joy. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath holiness. May the Lord bless us with Sabbath peace. Amen.
Thank you. Ask that you remain standing for our opening prayer, which can be found on page 186, number 16, 186, number 16. Lord of the universe, we lift up our hearts to thee who made heaven and earth. The infinite heavens and the quiet stars tell of thine endless power. We turn from our daily toil with its difficulties and its conflicts, from its clamor and its weariness, to meditate on the serene calm of thy presence, which pervades all creation and hallows our life with the blessing of Sabbath peace. Father of peace, bless thou our worship on this Sabbath day. Enlighten our eyes to behold thy guiding power in all nature, from the remotest star to our inmost soul. Inspire our hearts to love thee and to make thy will the law of our life. Grant us comfort in sorrow, strength in trial, and the courage to serve thee in all our ways. May our words of prayer and our unspoken meditations be acceptable unto thee, our Creator and Redeemer. Amen. May be seated and service will continue with Shalom Aleichem, page 11.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malchei Mi Melech Malchei Amlakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Shalom. Mi Melech Malchei Amlakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Vakuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malchei Melech Malchei Amlakim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Setchem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Malachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Continue with responsive reading, middle of page 12, a Psalm of David. Ascribe unto the Lord, O ye sons of the mighty, ascribe unto the Lord glory and power.
Ascribe unto the Lord the glory unto his name. Worship the Lord in the glory of the sanctuary.
Voice of the Lord is upon the waters, the God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon mighty waters.
The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty.
Voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars, yea, the Lord shivereth the cedars of Lebanon.
He also maketh them to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Syrian, like a young ram.
Voice of the Lord flasheth flames of fire.
The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh.
The voice of the Lord causeth the oaks to shake, and maketh the forest bare, while in his temple everything says glory.
The Lord sat enthroned on the flood. Yea, the Lord will sit as king forever.
Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Amen.
Lecha dodi litratala, bene Shabbat nekabela. Taboy v'zachor ben dibu echad, Ishmianu el ha-meluchad. Adonai Shomei L'Shemo Tiferet V'Litiva L'Krat Shabbat Lechu V'Nelcha Ki Mekor HaBracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Ma'aseh V'chak Shava'at Techila Boi V'Shalom Ateret Ba'ala Gam B'Simcha U'B'Sala Tochem Ne'am Segula Boihala Lecha dodi et raskala Bene Shabbat nekabela.
Continue with Responsive reading on the top of page 14, Mizmor Sher Le'yom HaShabbat. It is good to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High.
To declare thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness in the nights.
Upon the 10-stringed instrument and upon the psaltery, and with a solemn sound upon the harp.
For thou, O Lord, hast made me rejoice with thy wonderful works. I therefore will triumph with the works of thy hands.
How great, O Lord, are all thy works, how exceedingly profound are thy thoughts.
An ignorant man knoweth it not, now does a fool understand this.
When the wicked spring up like grass, and the workers of iniquity flourish, it is that they may be destroyed forever.
But thou, O Lord, art exalted forevermore.
For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered.
For thou hast exalted mine horn like that of the Rehem. My declining age shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye hath seen the fate of mine enemies, and that of the wicked who rise up against me. Mine ear shall hear.
The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, he shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
Plant in the house of the Lord, they shall flourish in the courts of our God.
They shall still blossom in old age, they shall be full of sap and verdant.
To declare that the Lord is just, my rock in whom there is no unrighteousness.
The Lord reigneth, clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed and hath girded himself with power. The world is also established, that it cannot be moved.
Thy throne, O Lord, is established from of old, thou art from all eternity.
The floods, O Lord, raise themselves up. They lift up their voice, and the floods raise up their waves. Thy testimonies are most faithful. Holiness beseemeth thy temple, O Lord, unto the utmost of days. Please rise. Barechu et Adonai Hamevarach. Bless ye the Lord, who is ever blessed.
Baruch
Adonai
Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Blessed be the Lord, who is blessed forever and ever. May be seated. Blessed art thou, Lord our God, King of the universe, who by thy word causest the evening to advance, who with wisdom openest the gates of heaven, and with understanding changest times and various the seasons, and disposes the stars in their stations in the sky according to thy will. Thou createst day and night, causest the light to recede from before the darkness, and the darkness before the light. Thou causest the day to pass away, and bringest on the night, and makest a division between day and night. The Lord of hosts is thy name. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who bringest on the evening twilight. And read along with me now as we continue. With everlasting love hast thou loved the house of Israel, thy people. A law and commandments, statutes and judgments hast thou taught us. Therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will discourse of thy statutes. We will rejoice and exult in the instructive words of thy Torah, commandments and statutes forever and ever. For they are our life and the prolongation of our days, and on them will we meditate day and night. May thy love never depart from us. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who lovest thy people Israel. Please rise for the Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'alam Vaed. Blessed be his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kevod
Malchuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הרים האלה אשר אנוכי מספר היום על לבביך, שנתתם לבניך, ואתה בם בשבתך פלטך ולתך בדרך, ושבחה וחומך, ושבתם לאות על ידיך, ויהיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, ובטפתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובישעריך.
We continue together, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates. You may be seated. We continue, and it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give the rain of your land in its due season, the former rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will give grass in thy field for thy cattle, and thou shalt eat and be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. Then the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the heavens that there be no rain, and that the land will not yield her fruit. And ye perish quickly from off the goodly land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and ye shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them to your children, talking of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children upon the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the heavens upon the earth.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר בני ישראל ונאמרת עליהם ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי, וגדיהם לדורותם, ונעתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, ולאתם אותו זרקתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוציא אתכם ארץ מצרים לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen. Our hymn this evening can be found on page 215, number 13. Number 13, Father, to thee we look in all our sorrow. Number 214, my apologies.
Father, to thee
We look in all our sorrow. Thou art the fountain whence our healing flows. Dark though the night, joy cometh with the morrow. Safely they rest in thy love repose. Nor shall affright us on thy goodness leaning. Low in the heart, faith singeth still her song. Chastened by pain, we learn life's deeper meaning, and in strong. Patient, O heart, though heavy be thy sorrows, be not cast down, disquieted in vain. Yet shall thou praise and when these darkened furrows, where now we plow with wave with golden grain.
We continue with just a few announcements. One very most important one. Hanukkah Eve begins on Thursday the 7th of December. And we have a special gathering at our president's house, at Terry's house, beginning at 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. We look forward to you all at that gathering, as many of you as can make it. It'll be really nice. And on Friday, the Friday evening service, we will light our communal menorah, Hanukkah menorah, if you wish, as we always do on the eve of the, well, not on the eve, but the Sabbath eve before or in Hanukkah. So look forward to you both Thursday after work, 4:30 onwards, I suppose, not too late, please, or Friday night, Friday evening here at 5 o'clock. Friday evening here at 5 o'clock, we'll also be lighting candles. Not sure if there's anything else happening until the following weekend, but if anything does come up, please keep an ear to your email and the MailChimps. I'm sure that Margaret will let us know exactly what's happening every step of the way. If you need directions to Terry's house, she's right here today, so you can always ask. And those of you who are online but not here today but can call, I'm sure she'll take your call. She always does, and direct you. Okay, but we're looking at Jacks Hill. Okay, thank you. Not the what do you call it? The overly fancy side, but the other side of Jacks Hill. Okay, all right, the real Jacks Hill, if you really want to call it that. Yeah. Okay, service will continue on page 18 with responsive reading. And I have to thank Douglas for stepping up, as he always does, and learning the service with me. He knows pretty much all of it now.
True, I'm not sure about that, but true and firmly established is all this with us, that he is the Lord our God, with none besides him, and we Israel are his people.
He hath redeemed us from the hand of kings, and he is our king, who hath delivered us from the grasp of all oppressors.
He is the God who hath avenged us of our adversaries and dealt out a recompense to the enemies of our souls.
He hath appointed our soul to life, and hath not suffered our feet to slip.
He hath caused us to tread on the high places of our enemies, and exalted our horn above all who hate us.
He is the God who vindicates both Pharaoh by signs and miracles wrought in the land of the churn of Ham.
In his wrath he smote all the firstborn of Egypt, and brought out his people Israel from among them unto everlasting freedom.
He caused his people to pass between the division of the Red Sea, and sunk their pursuers and enemies in the depths.
His children beheld his might, they praised and gave thanks to his name, and willingly submitted to his dominion.
Moses and the children of Israel sang a song to thee with great joy, and they all said, Mi chamocha ba'elem Adonai, Mi chamocha nehedar b'chodesh, Norah tehilot oseh feleh.
Upon the sea, O Lord our God, thy children beheld thy majesty. Altogether they praised thee, proclaiming thy kingly power, and said, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. The Lord shall reign forever and ever.
And it is said, For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and rescued him from a hand mightier than he.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hast redeemed Israel.
Hush giving.
Hashivenu Avinu leShalom ve'amidenu Malkeinu lechaim tovim u'shalom. Ufras, ufras, aleinu. Sukkot, sukkot shelomecha. Betachineinu be'etza. Tova milefanecha. Ve'oshi'enu me'era leman shemecha ve'hagen pagadenu. Ufros, ufros, aleinu. Sukkot, sukkot rachamim ve'shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, haboreh sukkot, shalom aleinu ve'amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen.
Blessed art thou, O Lord, who spreadest the tabernacle of peace over us and over thy people Israel, over Jerusalem and over all mankind. Amen.
Please stand for the Veshamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד יהי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ויתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. ילמד דפותי, ימליך מלכותי, ישמח בקנה, וחרב משיחי. בחייכון ובייכון, ובידי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ויהיו Amen. Yesh meraba merach, me'al me'al maya yitbarach, yishtabach, יתפאר יתרומם יתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמך קדושה ברכו עד מן כל ברכתה שירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה נערירן ועמה ויראו אמן.
Continue in the middle of page 21. In this moment of silent communion with Thee, O God, a still small voice speaks in the depth of my spirit. It speaks to me of the things I must do to attain holy kinship with Thee and to grow in the likeness of Thee. I must do my allotted task with unflagging faithfulness, even though the eye of no taskmaster is on me. I must be gentle in the face of ingratitude or when slander distorts my noblest motives. I must come to the end of each day with a feeling that I have used its gifts gratefully and faced its trials bravely. O Lord, help me to be ever more like Thee. Holy, for Thou art holy. Loving, for Thou art loving. Speak to me then, O Lord, as I seek Thee again and again in the stillness of meditation, until Thy bidding shall at last become for me a hallowed discipline, a familiar way of life, so that I may live on in deeds and bless other lives and leave behind me the heritage of a good man.
You take the next few moments in silent personal prayer, or should it be your wish, you may chant the Amidah silently, and that can be found on page 39 or 40 in the Synagogue Prayer Book.
We continue together. O my God, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from uttering deceit. And let my soul be silent towards those that curse me. And grant that my soul may be humble as the dust to everyone. Open my heart to receive Thy Torah, that my soul may pursue Thy commandments. Speedily, I beseech Thee, frustrate the devices and destroy the machinations of all those who rise up against me for evil. O grant it for the sake of Thy name. Grant it for the sake of Thy right hand. Grant it for the sake of Thy Torah. Grant it for the sake of Thy holiness. O save me with Thy right hand and answer me.
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in Thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen.
O say shalom bimromav, hu verachamav yaseh shalom, na'aleinu, ve'al kol Israel. Amen.
Yom Hashishi vayacholu Hashamayim ve'aretz V'achod v'acham V'yachal Elohim ve'yom hashvi'i V'lchto asher asa V'yishbat V'yom hashvi'i Mechol melachtu asher asa V'yivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i והקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
Our God and God of our fathers, accept, we beseech thee, our rest. Sanctify us with thy commandments, and grant our portion in thy Torah. Satisfy us with thy goodness, gladden our souls with thy salvation, and purify our hearts to serve thee in truth. Cause us, O Lord our God, to inherit thy holy Sabbath with love and delight, and grant that all Israel who hallow thy name may have rest thereon. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hallowest the Sabbath.
And let us sanctify those that have gone before us. Let us read first from page 171. Page 171, number A, or not number, letter A. Lord, what is man that thou hast regard for him, or the son of man that thou takest account of him? Man is like a breath. His days are as a fleeting shadow. In the morning he flourishes and grows up like grass, and in the evening he is cut down and withers. So teach us to number our days, that we may get us a heart of wisdom. Mark the man of integrity and behold the upright, for there is a future for the man of peace. And let us sanctify those who have gone before us with the mourners Kaddish on page 22-23. Itkadal vitkadal sheme rabba.
Amen.
Bialma devra kirote viamlik malkote viatzmar pukane vikare meshike. Vekaya kon mekon vekayav de kol be Israel. Ba'alav izman kariv emru amen.
Amen.
Yehei sheme rabba mevrak le'alam le'almai. Almaya yit barak. Vishtabak vitapar vichuman vitna se vitadar vitale vitalal shemerekusha bereku.
Amen.
Nelamin kol birchata shivrata tishbakata venakamata damiran be'alma. Vemru amen.
Amen.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמאי החיים וסבא ישועה ונחמה ושסבא רפואה גלה סלקה וכפרה ורווח והצלה לנו לכל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו וברחמיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו
To all our beloved departed whom we now remember, may peace and bliss be granted in life eternal. May the Father of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort any bereaved among us. And let us say,
Amen.
may be seated. Service will continue with the 23rd Psalm.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. Surely, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Forever. Forever.
There's something that has, over this last now 50 how many days, and probably before, as I've mentioned, it's not the first time I'm talking about this, so excuse me if I'm a little repetitious or boring, but one of the things that has really concerned me, call it that, over the last couple of months is this absolute astronomical explosion of anti-Semitism that has taken place in parts of the world that I did not expect. I must be very honest with you, I did not expect it. However, as we say, as all of us say, we live and we learn, right? Even in Jamaica, things have happened in the last few months or 2 months, call it almost, that have certainly concerned me. Not only what is public, but so much of what I have experienced in private. From persons that, to say the very least, I did not expect. Shows you how much you think you know someone until certain things start to happen in this world, whatever they may be. I've been very, you know, we talk about leftists and far right and all those kind of things, and that tends to mark us, but so be it. We all have our different thoughts at different times and for different reasons, but what I find is that it is amazing, as I said, the lack to of understanding, if you wish, or even the wish to understand to its fullest extent what is really the situation in the Middle East generally. I don't want to specify, but obviously we know what we're talking about. So when I saw something come up on my email the other day, I thought I would share this with you. It's very long, but I can't share all of it. It's just the sort of beginning aspects of it, or what may be salient. All of it is salient, but nonetheless. And it is from Rabbi Sachs, who we all know was, bless his memory, a very, very even-keeled and very well-read and educated rabbi and gentleman. So this is a keynote speech in the European Parliament, which he delivered in 2016. So, it's a little while back. And I will share a bit with you. And it's the hate that begins with Jews never ends with Jews. That is what I want us to understand today, he notes. It wasn't Jews alone who suffered under Hitler. It wasn't Jews alone who suffered under Stalin. It isn't Jews alone who suffer under ISIS at that time, or Al-Qaeda, or Islamic Jihad. We make a great mistake if we think anti-Semitism is a threat only to Jews. It is a threat, first and foremost, to Europe and to the freedoms it took centuries to achieve. Could spread that to other places like America these days and more, even Australia these days. Anti-Semitism is not about Jews, it is about anti-Semites. It is about people who cannot accept responsibility for their own failures and have instead to blame someone else. Historically, if you were a Christian at the time of the Crusades or a German after the First World War and saw that the world hadn't turned out the way you believed it would, you blamed the Jews. That is what is happening today. And I cannot begin to say how dangerous it is, not just to Jews, but to everyone who values freedom, compassion, and humanity. The appearance of anti-Semitism in a culture is the first symptom of a disease, the early warning sign of collective breakdown. If Europe allows anti-Semitism to flourish, that will be the beginning of the end of Europe. And what I want to do in these brief remarks, notes the rabbi, is simply to analyze a phenomenon full of vagueness and ambiguity. Because we need precision and understanding to know what anti-Semitism is, why it happens, why anti-Semites are convinced that they are not anti-Semitic. First, let me define anti-Semitism. Not liking Jews is not anti-Semitism. We all have people we don't like. That's okay. That's human. It isn't dangerous. Second, criticizing Israel is not anti-Semitism. I was recently talking to some school children, and they asked me, is criticizing Israel anti-Semitic? I said no, and I explained the difference. I asked them, do you believe you have a right to criticize the British government? They all put up their hands. Then I asked, which of you believes that Britain has no right to exist? No one put up their hands. Now you know the difference, I said, and they all did. Anti-Semitism means denying the right of Jews to exist collectively as Jews, with the same rights as everyone else. It takes different forms in different ages. In the Middle Ages, Jews were hated because of their religion. In the 19th and early 20th century, they were hated because of their race. Today, they are hated because of their nation state. The state of Israel. It takes different forms, but it remains the same thing. The view that Jews have no right to exist as free and equal human beings. If there is one thing I and my contemporaries did not expect, it was that anti-Semitism would reappear in Europe within living memory of the Holocaust. The reason we did not expect it was that Europe had undertaken the greatest collective effort in all of history to ensure that the virus of anti-Semitism would never again infect the body politic. It was a magnificent effort of anti-racist legislation, Holocaust education, and interfaith dialogue. Yet, anti-Semitism has returned despite everything. On January 27th, 2000, representatives of 46 governments from around the world gathered in Stockholm to issue a collective declaration of Holocaust remembrance and the continuing fight against anti-Semitism, racism, and prejudice. Then came 9/11. And within days, conspiracy theories were flooding the internet, claiming it was the work of Israel and its secret service, the Mossad. In April 2002, on Passover, I was in Florence with a Jewish couple from Paris when they received a phone call from their son saying, "Mom, Dad, it's time to leave France. It's not safe for us here anymore." In May 2007, in a private meeting here in Brussels, I told the three leaders of Europe at the time, Angela Merkel, President of the European Council, Jose Manuel Barroso, President of the European Commission, and Hans-Gert Pöttering, President of the European Parliament, that the Jews of Europe were beginning to ask whether there was a future for Jews in Europe. That was more than 9 years ago. Since then, things have become worse. Already in 2013, before some of the worst incidents, the European Union Agency for Fundamental Rights found that almost a third of Europe's Jews were considering emigrating because of anti-Semitism. In France, the figure was 46%, and Hungary, 48%. Let me ask you this. Whether you are Jewish or Christian or Muslim, would you stay in a country where you need armed police to guard you while you prayed? Where your children need armed guards to protect them from school, protect them in school? Where if you wear a sign of your faith in public, you risk being abused or attacked? Where, when your children go to university, they are insulted and intimidated because of what is happening in some other part of the world? Where, when they present their own view of the situation, they are howled down and silenced. I won't go on any further at this point because it's the exact same, that either it hasn't stopped or it is continued at a far greater level in so many places in the world today. So many places that you wouldn't expect it. So many places that the countries, it is what is so surprising is that the countries that it is happening in are the countries that have given the most solace to Middle Easterners, let's call it that way. Either Syrians, Palestinians, or otherwise fleeing their country because of the same thing, oppression and otherwise. But yet still, they find it necessary to do what they are doing now in the countries that gave them safe haven, from those same places that are being disturbed now, if you wish, in different places. Obviously Syria, obviously Lebanon, obviously Gaza Strip and other areas of the Palestinian Authority, and others. Right? Why then would you want to live there if you think that the people there and everything that's happening there was perfect? Because that's clearly what you're trying to preach now. But let it be that is as it may. That is my opinion. Friends and family, all here today, it's just a few little words that I wish to share, just to maybe better educate, better bring a different type of understanding or a different form of understanding, if you wish, for something that greatly troubles me. And I think, as the rabbi notes, should trouble you. Thank you for being patient enough to listen for a few minutes. I'd like to ask Nigel if he would kindly open the ark, and as the ark is open, I ask the congregation if they would kindly stand. Service will continue with the Adoration Aleinu, page 25.
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol לתת גדולה יוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגוי העשות ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה שם חלקנו כהם וגרלנו בכל המונם ואנחנו פורים ושוכבים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ועושה את הארץ וישב יקר בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו ורב הרמים הוא אלוהינו ואין עוד אמת מלכנו ערב כסולתו ככתוב בתורה ויראת היום להשבות אלוהיך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ורב ותחת עינות. ונאמר אדוני המלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We bow in worship before the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, the seat of whose glory and the abode of whose might is in the loftiest heights. He is our God, and there is no other. In truth, He is our King, and there is none beside Him. As it is written in the law, know therefore this day, and lay it to thy heart, the Lord, He is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. We beseech Thee, O God, on behalf of those who are stricken in health and strength, and on this Sabbath, we ask for your blessings on Tony Lindo, who again is with us this evening, and for which we are so happy. May it be your will, O Lord, that you allow him to be here every week until he decides that that's enough. Also ask for your blessings on Melanie Henriquez and Tracy Meledo Matalon, Candy Paz and Erica and Paul Cooper, Dave Galan and Jordan Mullings, Billy Reynolds, Zima Bernard. Let thy blessings descend upon the means used for the restoration of thy servants, and increase the wisdom and knowledge of all those who are battling on behalf of humanity. May the afflicted amongst us learn patience under trials, and speedily be restored to health and usefulness. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei Kol Amo Yisrael. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who healest the sick of thy people Israel, and of all mankind. Amen.
Amen.
And for all those who are ill in our community that we are not aware of, and for all those too who are ill, who may be near and dear to us, we chant for their healing. Misha Berak.
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu Makor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May be seated, and service will continue with our closing hymn, Yigdal.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, ניצם ואין תתל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, וגם בקו אין סוף לאחדותו. וגוף ואינו גוף, רק אליו קדושתו, קדמן לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו. הנו אדון עולם לכל נוסף, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, צבא נבואתו נתנו אל, אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביט ומטביט אל תמונתו, תורת אמת נתן להמואל, על יד נביאו למען ביתו. לא יחריף האל ולא ימים, דתו לעולמים לסולתו, צובע דעה סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקטנותו. גומל לאיש חסיד כמפעלו, נותן רשעה כרישתו, לשלח לקץ ימים משיחנו, לפדות מחקקת ישועתו. מתים בחיל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדעת שם תהילתו, אלה 13 לאיכרים, אינם בסודת אל ותורתו.
So you kindly stand for the final blessings. Ibarakaka Adonai ve'yishmereka. May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Amen.
Adonai penavaleka ve'kuneka. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Amen.
Isa Adonai penavaleka ve'asemleka shalom. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and grant you and all those who are near and dear to you with the blessing of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, happy and peaceful Sabbath to you all.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. No mercy.
No mercy. I think she'll be in tomorrow, maybe.
Stephen and family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Sammy and family.
Thank you.
Thank you, my darling.
Nigel, how are you? Pardon?
Okay, Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.
Okay.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve. Sammy. Hello. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Take care.
God bless you, my friend.
Bye.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Brother Ainsley, nice to see you out, my friend.
Hello, Ainsley. Hello, Ainsley.
I know, Mom.
How are you? How are you? How Marjorie? How Marjorie?
Marjorie, how are you now? Still holding up. Still on to.
Your Carl. 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 Hello, Carl. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's nice. It's good to see you. Good to see you. It's good to hear from you.
How is the family?
Poco, still trying.
Oh, they're hanging on. Hanging on.
Amen. Baruch atah Eloheinu
Amen. Kata Adonai.
Blessed art thou, Lord our God, King of the universe. Creator
Very again.
time and love thy Baruch atah
Borei peri hagafen. Amen.
Mr. ask you to please call the So yes, how many people spoke?
More salt. More salt. There is no more salt. Salt. More salt. More salt.
No, she just left.
I hear you very well. You're not the same.
Did you to put something in here?
Yes, definitely. Just, the speakers in here don't work. What I was going to tell you is, when you first got to Hanukkah, I looked it on my phone calendar. It was this thing. I went back several weeks later, It is close, a few days here.
No, one time was Cindy.
Take up in the mail because the 7th is a
Shabbat Shalom. Good morning.
Shalom.
Good evening. Tomorrow.
Hello, Star Wars.
How are you? How are you? What is all that noise about?
Well, it's great to see you, my friend.
We making noise to celebrate you guys.
Of them or the service?
Shabbat Shalom. Mama. Love you all.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Take up your cup. Okay, what happened? No, Shabbat Shalom.
As well?
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
What is all noise about? What is that noise about?
What? What are you talking about?
I can't hear the noise. Noise down there.
Oh, it's a buzzing. Oh, the message. It's better now.
What it is?
Is it better now?
Oh,
Asking if it's better now.
it's better now. Yes.
Yeah, so in order for us to hear us sing, we have to turn on the suppression, the noise suppression, right? So that's why I hear the buzzing sound. So fix the sound around.
Oh, I see.
So
Get
I
it down.
just turn it off, hear my voice.
Yes.
Yes.
Shabbat Shalom.
So much of it. Nurse.
All right. And Sabbath tomorrow.
Finish?
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, tomorrow, Shabbat